This is the Gaming Rep, and today we're looking at a new game just coming live. We're going to be diving into Subnautica Below Zero. So today we're going to look at the basic essentials of getting out and exploring in Subnautica 2 Below Zero. In the blueprints, which you can access by pressing the tab key, you can see the various blueprints that you've accessed and what the requirements are for making them. So for instance, the scanner needs a battery and titanium. So we're going to go and gather some of the resources we need for these things that we haven't got already. The fabricator, which is how we make everything, has 4 sections. The raw materials, where you can change things such as the creep vine bulbs to either oil or to rubber. The food section, where you can create water from the fish that you can capture, or food from them, of course. Now, one thing I will say is don't create the food until you need it. Unless you can salt the food, it's better to have the fish in your inventory because they will stay alive. As soon as you move them into storage or cook them, they'll start to deteriorate. We've then got the tools and equipment section, and this is where you'll find things that will fit onto your body, such as the fins, the oxygen tanks and so on, and the tools, things like knives, scanners that you'll need to actually go about the game, and then deployables, things that you make to use in the environment, such as the sea glide and floating storage chests. So we're going to pop outside for a moment and just go and grab some more pieces, because I've managed to collect some of the bits we needed, but for some of it we needed a knife, and that was the tool we needed to craft, which we've got in our second quick slot. So we're going to go out and collect the creep vines now to see what we can get from those, because that will help us create fibre mesh, which gives us the oxygen tank. And as you can see, at the minute we've got 45 seconds of oxygen, and as I say, it's not enough time to do anything. So using the light threads, right clicking on the PC, you collect the creep vine samples. We'll head back to the drop pod again,
oxygen,
and we're going to make 2 things: the oxygen tank, which will increase our oxygen supply from 45 up to 75, and once you create some of the personal items, they will just automatically equip themselves. So as you upgrade your oxygen tank from the standard one we're creating now, then the next best one will be created and automatically installed. We're also going to create a scanner. Now, the scanner allows us to actually record various things we want and find out about them in the environment. And this can be plants, fish, mineral structures, anything and everything. Basically, if you are swimming towards something and you see a little scanner icon crop up in the bottom right hand side of the game screen, you can scan it. So here, just looking at what resources we've got, transferring them out so I can get some more space. The one thing that you do get limited on is space. You can see the waterproof locker at the bottom left on the blueprint screen. That is quite useful in the initial stages because you can pop them outside your drop pod and store items in them. Now, here we are. You can see the scanner icon there for the Sea Glide fragments. We're going to scan it, which is right click, and that will give me a blueprint fragment. Virtually every item in this game has fragments. Some may only have one, others will have 2, 3, and you need to collect them all to be able to build the item. You'll need to travel around looking for them, so as I say, you need to keep an eye out. Occasionally in the game, you're also going to get announcements coming up that there's items around, such as supply crates. And when you see those, you need to follow them, because they are either essential to the game or they're to help you progress further. So in this case, I'm heading to an Altera emergency supply cache, which has a couple of blueprints, some bits and pieces I need to collect. It also uses a beacon, and the beacons in game are either manufactured by you and can be deployed by you, or are placed by the Altera team before they evacuated the planet, and they will help you find where you're going. The one problem I have with Subnautica Below Zero, there is no user creatable map. You will eventually find in game images of a map.
New blueprint synthesized.
But given all the technology you have and the fact that the Sea Glide can give you a visual map of where you are, there is no way of you creating a map that you can mark of where you've been and where things are. Shortly we'll create a compass, or at least we'll get a sense of direction. And you'll find in tutorials and game videos, people do give you directions, normally from the drop pod. So they'll say that X is 600 meters southeast of the drop pod, because the drop pod's in a fixed location, and it just means that you can go back there. You can use the compass that we can create later to orient yourself and travel that distance out. So when you can either, as I did there, take the beacons, or now I've scanned it, you can create beacons. That will allow you to mark where you want to go for certain things. So perhaps you've found an area that's got a deep cave that you can't explore at the moment, and you want to go back there and explore it when you've got more oxygen capacity. That will help you do that. One thing that's going to help exploration is the Sea Glide fragments we've just collected. The Sea Glide allows you to swim a lot faster. There are 3 swim speeds. There is a slow speed, which is where you've got something such as the scanner in your hand. Your normal speed, where both your hands are free and you'll notice you swim slightly faster. And then there's using the Sea Glide, which again is faster still. What I'll do in my next video is show you the difference in speed of these 3 swimming methods. So now we've got, obviously, the oxygen tank, 75 seconds of air. We've got the Sea Glide to help us swim faster. So now we can travel a bit further and a bit deeper. But there's something else that will help us as well, and that's part of the nature, the fauna in the game, and that's the oxygen plants. As you're travelling around, you'll find in certain places plants such as this one here, and you can click on the bulb of it and it will refill you with 30 seconds worth of oxygen. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it can make the difference between getting to the surface and not dying and having problems. The other item that's useful, and I never used to think this, is the mineral detector. I could never see the point of the darn thing until I suddenly needed to find a specific mineral and couldn't. Now I need silver to do the next components to make my compass. So I've set it to look for the Argentine, which is the rocker that it's in. I know that they're normally found at a depth. They're not normally right up on the surface areas where I was swimming previously. So we're going to pop down, we're going to swim down this hole here, and in a second you'll see, there we are, a dot's popped up on the screen which points to where the item is. So it's above me somewhere to my right. I know it wasn't down the shaft I came in, so let's go up this one here. Let's see what we can find. And it's not there. There we are. So it's not a very accurate tool, but it will get you where you need to be. So the compass, which we're going to go and create now, is, as I say, your only real method to locate items, unless you use beacons. And I would say keep a list of where you find things. Have a sheet of paper and just write down, for example, deep cave with minerals, and then look where the drop pod is on your heads-up display and see what direction it is in and what distance. Obviously reverse it, so if it says it's northeast, it's southwest of the drop pod, and look at the distance. So for instance, deep cave with minerals, drop pod southwest, 600 meters, and that will then help you find your way back to where you want to be, and you can see on the heads-up display now. Thanks for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next episode, but in the meantime, take care. Subnautica is released tomorrow if you're watching this live. Have fun, and we'll see you soon.